We're in Florida. There's some orange trees right there. Queen Jolene's on the camera. We're going to Saltworks Fab custom restoration shop, from what I understand. They have the first 2 digital sheet metal forming machines. I have no idea what that looks like or what that is, but we're gonna go find out. Jolene has become friends with the partner of the owner of this place, and we're in Florida. We're going to check it out. I've never heard tell of a digital sheet metal forming machine in my life. From what I understand, it's the first 2. They have them working. I think they're the only people that have them working and that can supply the public with parts. That's pretty cool if you can have a machine form sheet metal, in my opinion. Seeing where forming sheet metal is such a big deal when you're building a car or hot rod or custom, if you don't have the parts, or if you have the parts or whatever. But we are in Florida, and we've been driving through orange tree land. We've seen a big boar on the side of the road that, I don't know who hit it, but it sure probably smashed the car up, them for sure. That it was big. Yeah, so we're basically, I don't know how far away, probably half hour or something like that. So when we get there, we're gonna go in. I'll probably look around a little bit, and maybe we'll do the video, or we'll do a video and just show you what they have. From what I understand, they were at SEMA. They're building a car for the Grand National Roadster Show, are they not? So it should be a pretty big deal. Also, from what I understand, her father has a car collection. So stick with us. We're going to be looking at some pretty cool stuff. And the reason being is the only 2 in the world. I just mentioned that twice. And it's a restoration shop. And I want to take you with us. Geez, hope no boar comes out. I can take a look at this thing. So we're at Saltworks Fab, and it's a custom car shop. We're going to go in here in a minute. I can hear some air compressor going, but I'm just looking in the dooryard, the yard here, and we've noticed this 32 Ford, and I got to come over and take a look at it. That thing's awesome. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. It's got 56 Lincoln caps on it. It's lowered, obviously. It's got bigs and littles. The interior is fantastic. The interior is fantastic. I like the blue and the headliner on it. That's very nice, eh? Smoking. I'm not sure what kind of taillights are on it, sorry. They're just right there. That's exactly where we're at, right there, and I would say that's probably the car right here. I didn't realize the trunk lid fit down in so far on the back. You notice how the trunk lid fit down the back? It must have a rumble seat in it. They have a step post going on there. You don't see them many times with the roof insert still in them. Everybody else, or generally everybody, welds the roof up in them. And one thing I'm going to say with this car, look, you can see the spot welds on the drip rail molding on this. This is the real deal 32 Ford. It must have a Y block in it, because the manifolds are a little bit different. It's got a generator on it. I just love it. It's awesome. Let's take a walk down this way. It's got a Bob's Big Boy. I would say that's quite a truck there too, actually, a Dodge. If we stay long enough, we could chop the Volvo for him. I don't know if they'd want it chopped or not, but I'd like to chop it. I like that. Looks like looks sort of like they got it in a rally mode sort of looking thing. The dash looks exactly like the one we're doing right now. The dash looks exactly the same. We had a 122 and we sold it. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good looking car. Very good looking car. Look at this now, would you? Huh? That'd be a 60. I'm thinking. We have a Chevy. 1950, the box says, anyways. It's pretty cool. Needs its top chopped. They all do, don't they? 41, I'm thinking this is. Coupe. Look at the floor in that, would you? It's not that fantastic, but it's okay. Even the chrome outside sitting there looks good. Gas tank in it. I'm not sure if someone made a fender skirt or there's an original fender skirts, not sure. Pretty cool. I always keep my hands behind my back because I don't want to touch anything. Not mine. I don't take the blame for nothing. That way there, I just make sure I don't touch anything. Buick? Is it a Buick? Yeah. Cool.
That's cool.
We almost bought one of these. It was a 2-door, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Then we have a 59 station wagon. That's cool. All the inside looks really nice. This must be a driver. Someone's got the inside of this thing looking amazing. Look at the inside of it. Huh? That's the way to do it, isn't it? Huh? Get them in that condition there. That thing looks, you know, I'm not saying it's rust free. Obviously, it's got rust there. I guess it's got excellent patina. And they've got the interior done to the hilt. The dash has all been painted. It's beautiful. It's been lowered. They even got a Scion. Pretty cool. Malibu. Nice. I like this bad boy over here. Huh? A Montclair. Gotta be careful walking around. I don't know where I'm at. I'm in Florida. I don't want to get a snake come up and get me. United States Auto Club. I like this. Got a nice original interior in it. Looks like it's a nice original car is what it looks like. The taillights are quite something else, aren't they not?
Yeah.
Just, them are the taillights that are in the city, I think, for sale on the marketplace.
Okay.
That's quite a taillight, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's badass, that one. That's badass. Never seen a door on the bottom of a door of a car do that. You ever see a car bottom of a car door do that? Generally they come down straight. That's quite a car. Got a 50-some, 58, I guess. Apache, maybe? That's pretty cool. Man, I could live right here. Huh? There's stuff with doors, eh? Got some aluminum, I would say. 57. Looks like got a big fat tire on it. Looks like it's got a different, like the bumpers are all banging on it, looks like it to me. 4-speed car, lowered down quite heavy. Right on. Right on. We get some nice cars in behind the fence. I think we found our spot. Ah, beautiful. How you doing? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not bad. Beautiful.
I'm Jesse.
How you doing, Jesse? Chad.
Chad, great to meet you.
Yeah. Where's the door we go into?
Front door up there.
Front door. I guess that's basically where everybody should go, isn't it? The front door? At my place, they usually come around the back door.
Right on.
Yeah,
There you go.
then they can surprise me, right? Your name is?
Tom.
Tom, Chad. Don't hide.
This is our mechanic side, so we get them running and driving in bare metal
Right?
before we blow them apart for paint.
That makes a lot of sense.
Then we fix, make sure it drives down the road, put 50 miles on it if we can.
Okay.
And then it comes back after everything and goes back together. This one's almost about ready to leave.
Pretty. So one thing I'm understanding right at the present moment, you'll do anything.
If it's fun and they can afford it.
Very good idea. Fun if they can afford it. So does a feller have to show you his bank account or anything like that, or?
No, we pretty much are
You
pretty
know?
good at vetting at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I found, I'm just in a little tiny town, and when I started building cars for people, the people that come in and said, "Man, don't worry about the price, don't worry about it, I got lots of money, don't worry."
Yeah,
They were the
you gotta
guys that
worry
always
about.
give me the hard time, right? It was always weird because they played me and pretended that they had the coin. It was hard to cipher whether you did or you didn't, and I always generally, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's
And I've learned the hard way too, but
Yeah.
now we bill every week.
right.
So, and we have for 10 years now, but so nobody can get behind where it affects me. If they don't pay, then you can come get it.
There you go. That's the way it should go. What do you got going on here now? You've got a
So it's a brand new LS3,
yeah.
but this is a low car intake to look like a 63 Fuelie motor.
This
And
is
it-
an LS3?
Yeah.
I got to get around the side here on this side
Yeah.
and take a look. The valve pan cover is... Okay, so you got... These are the...
Coils are hidden.
Right,
You
okay.
can't see them. They're back under each fender.
I haven't did a...
This is 3D printed, but it's good to 480 degrees. So the filter's in here. Throttle body's here.
Wow. That's...
We made the firewall, all the inner fenders, all the closeout panels.
Right? Beautiful.
It's obviously a low rider, so it's got hydraulics and everything. Everything is white on white on white. So white leather floors.
Yeah.
Look at these.
Come look at the mats. Or the mat. Stay.
Yeah, he wanted these for fun.
Yeah.
So we got these, and he's got another set of floor mats over there. They're clouds. So
That's cool.
but
It is.
We made all the bezels. We made the door panel, made the center console, made the lower half of the dash for the AC vents and the radio in there.
Well done. Yes.
And it's got decoded digital RTX gauges, so they just connect into the OBD2 of the computer, but look like old gauges. And then the trunk.
Wow.
So there's
I'm
four
gonna-
batteries there and 4 batteries there.
I'm going to say wow a lot because that's just the way it is. Wow. That's what I think when
Yeah,
I
it's
see it.
crazy.
Like, wow. Like it's... Are you allowed to tell me how many hours you got in something like this? When you're fabbing that
Yeah.
and designing that over there?
Yeah, this one, I think I have to go backwards in math.
Doesn't matter at the present second, but just kind of...
4,000
4,000 hours.
labor hours.
Yes? You've had this car upside down?
Yeah, yeah, it's just like this underneath. And the chassis is all done and plated and painted and everything. All the
Yeah.
suspension's chrome.
Wow. All the, like the control arms have all been modified?
Yeah,
everything's
all
been modified?
plated and boxed.
I would say a lowrider car is probably one of the most extensive work cars you could do. Are they
Right,
not?
and they can get crazy with the engraving
Yep.
and all that stuff. He didn't want to go do all that to it, but
What do you notice about the bumpers, Jolene? No bumper bolts. What's that mean? They welded them up, chromed it, and did all that stuff.
all right,
Wicked. I try to tell people when you see stuff like that, you have to recognize the work.
right,
When you look at the engine, I've never seen an engine look like that, so I recognize the work.
yeah.
Yeah. When you say you 3D printed that piece that come off that, is that a piece of plastic?
Yeah, with carbon in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it can withstand the heat and stuff. We can show you some of that stuff too in the raw form.
You've got a 4950 Merc.
Yeah.
And it's been chopped.
Well, yeah, we've chopped it. We've the door's latched. So we put Corvette door latches in everything.
Yeah.
They work nice. You don't have to have pin switches in the door to turn on and off, because that's electric, so it'll turn the light on.
Am I going to get a bill after taking your time?
No, you're fine. But you get this.
Gotcha.
Every time.
Yeah.
So, and we make our own strikers out of stainless.
That's nice. I like that.
This is, we made all the floors and the firewall, made this car a unibody, so the frame
is connected to the floor.
Yeah, roadster shop chassis.
Yeah.
It's all one.
So you'll buy the chassis, and then you made the floor to fit that chassis and put that car on top of it.
Right.
And the chop is quite extraordinary. Like someone took some time doing that.
Yeah.
And you're looking to have it, everything disappear that you weld it.
Right. Just to make it easier on the guy in the body shop.
Just to make it easier on that guy.
Yeah.
So you're back here.
So we'll show you that. Yeah. So we made the floors, the close-out panels for upholstery.
Yeah.
Access cover for the fuel pump to service, so you don't have to drop the tank.
Gotcha.
If you ever want to service it. This got Lincoln push button for the door handle, so it has a micro switch behind it.
Nice touch. Yeah, I like that. Very nice. Very nice.
And nobody makes hinges for these, so we're developing our own right now.
Now, would you?
So we 3D print to proof it out.
Yeah.
And then if it works, then we'll machine them.
They'll go into probably production, will they not? You'd sell them?
Yeah, because you know how flimsy they are. They're you can't hold a nice gap. So. And the same thing, you probably can't see it in here, but everything's mounted. There will be like the fuse box, all the Dakota stuff. We have a big plate in there so that everything goes in it.
Yes.
And has a home. The AC, all that stuff is pre-mounted.
So you're even making the back seat.
Right. Yeah, because we made the tubs wider because this is going to go to this lady used to race top alcohol cars. So that's 1,100 horse motor.
How much do you need, I guess? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I did not that, but some people like to
watch your step here, baby.
Say they have that much power.
Yeah. It's quite something else to have, like they're doing a bunch of cars and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, where does that all go? You just keep piling it up in there and keep.
So we have an inventory system. It's brought up right there.
Okay.
So every car has a folder, and if I type this car and I say brake, it'll list every brake part that we have for that car, but also a picture of it and a location.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's the actual part.
You're not wasting time going get in your shed.
That's the ideal plan.
Yes. Well, I mean, let's face it. I've wasted a lot of time sometimes looking for something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, we all have.
Yeah.
And then you multiply that times 14 people. So.
And you've got
Buick
head.
Yep. And we closed everything out in there so we get all the air through the radiator. We use the same condenser, radiator, and fan in every car too, because they just work well. And we always end up covering that up with a panel.
You use this same system on every car, you say?
Because it works.
That's a good thing.
And if you ever need it, you can have it right away. You're not waiting for a custom radiator or a custom this or custom that.
Okay. I'll have to make sure I get the numbers when he gets off that radiator.
Yeah, you can just get them from Rock Auto is what we get them from.
Rock Auto.
It's all factory GM stuff. We also use Tesla master cylinders because it's an electric brake assist. So it's not vacuum and they just work
Tesla
too well. You have to get it used to them.
Okay. I've had a few brakes in older cars.
Like that Oldsmobile that's out there. Yeah. It's got drum brakes in the back, disc in the front, and that thing will just stop
on a dime?
Right now.
Stop right now. What's going on here? Have you cut this piece and then put this piece on top?
Yeah, so that's just a trim to look like, but it also has on the back side, none of this is cut out, so that's what mounts everything.
Right.
So the ECU, the TCU, the wiring harness, all the Dakota stuff and anything else, it's all mounted to something solid. So we just cut that out on the 1/8 inch out of the plasma cutter.
You've tubbed this car?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I will say all the metalwork looks fantastic. And the reason I'm saying that is because they're metal finishing it right to the, to take it easy on the body guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes in here and tells them like what he wants. So
Okay.
that way he doesn't have to do it out there. It's fine tuned in here.
Right.
While it's in the dirty spot.
Yep.
This is a 1960 Ford Thames van, an English van. So
I failed English.
yeah, I almost did.
I almost did.
But it just had 60 horsepower and it was a manual. So he
Yeah.
wanted his wife to be able to drive it too and be more reliable, etc. Drive across country and camp and whatever. So now it's got a Ford EcoBoost, which is 350 horse, automatic, 10-speed transmission. Ford 9-inch, a Mustang 2, air ride.
This obviously the body was off.
No.
No, you did it all with it on.
Yep. Did it all on the lift. Most of it.
Wow. Air ride.
But it's getting close. Yeah.
It's getting close. Basically, they just want the ride, and that's it.
Yeah, we're not doing any interior, any paint work, or anything. Just all the mechanical side of it.
I'm gonna take a look at this side if you don't mind.
Yeah.
See what it looks like. Let's get some Craig or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Torque thrust, whatever. Pretty cool. Yeah, the front end is ugly like I thought, but cute in the same way, because you wouldn't see very many look like that.
Yeah.
It was a taxi one time.
Yeah, I think he got it from San Francisco, so I don't know if it's a taxi in the States or if before it left England, because it originally came from England.
Jolene took me to San Francisco. She rented me a 4-door truck, long bed, and she took me downtown San Francisco. It was not a good idea. I was thinking, whoa,
Yeah.
we're going to write everything off down here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. That's a cool project. I like that. You
Yeah.
got one outside. You got an Impala outside with patina, and all the inside is beautiful.
That's Jesse's. He drives it every day.
I kind of thought someone
Yeah.
was driving it because, you know, the interior
Yeah.
looked that nice and the patina, and they had the wheels on it. So
Yeah.
it looked real good. Awesome.
This is a Corvette too. It's getting close to being done.
What give you, and I'm going to ask you a question, what give you the confidence to do this and this and this and this? What give you the confidence?
It's just a car.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, let's face it, it's still a car, but you know, when you're playing with, you know, somebody's money, what give you the confidence to go for it? You doing it many times, or
Yeah,
you've done it many times?
Yeah, not the same thing
Yes.
many times, but just many cars, you know, over the
Yeah.
past 10 years.
And you have how many people working here?
14.
14 people? And everybody you sort of have to have confidence in.
Right.
You have to.
Right.
To do something like this.
Yeah. You have to
If you
care.
don't have, yeah. You don't,
If you care, you can do anything.
Right.
In my mind. But if you don't have the care or the passion, then it's a slippery slope.
yeah, you're not going to go far.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's, I think back when I was working for the public, I just think back, like I just kept remembering like the money part. I could never get past, like if I got, you know, my biggest bill was, you know, 70,000 or something like
Right.
that. And that's everything, upside down, inside out,
Right.
rotisserie, do whatever,
Yeah.
everything I could do. And it still was not good enough. And that
Right.
was including labor,
That's
parts,
crazy.
everything.
Yeah.
The last one
I
I
don't
did.
know how.
Well, I did it and many times, and I did it like quite a few times,
Right.
restoring cars, and it was never good enough. You know what I
Right.
mean? With the money part, was like it was always too much, or it's
Right, because those people are like what I call a champagne taste on a beer budget, you know? They don't really have the money to do this. And that's sometimes a very hard conversation to have people. When I first started and I worked alone, my shop rate was 50 bucks an hour, and a guy was like, well, I can pay 500 bucks a week. I'm like, okay, well, I'll work on your car for 10 hours, and then I got to find 5 more guys that I can work on 10 hours so I can make enough money
Right.
to survive. And that's how I did it. Worked 16, 18-hour days until I got the courage to say no. And the
Yeah.
more I said no, the better it got.
when I met Jolene, my wage was $30 an hour.
Yeah.
She said, people are laughing at you. I said, well, I got work.
Right.
I'm working.
Right.
But in all honesty, does someone take you serious when you're charging that much money?
Right. Yeah.
And that's where the point came. And luckily, when Jolene came, you know, we got together. I built her the Bugatti, you know, trying to get that rock and roll. And then we hit TV, and it was kind of like goodbye to the people that I was working for, because I had a job now for
Right.
TV.
Get paid, yeah.
And then when TV ended, when COVID stopped, I said, what am I going to do now? You know, because I've shut everybody off. You know, I told them no, but we went to YouTube, and now we're really happy. We're happy doing what we're doing, and we're doing, like, I'm trying
Well,
to.
you have the control.
Yeah.
That's it.
And basically, I have the control.
Right.
And I know when the money's going to be end, and I know how far to go with the money and that sort of stuff.
Right.
But something like this and the cars that you're doing, you really have to have the right people.
Right.
It has to be teamwork.
And you have to control it too, in the sense of like, that's why every day she uploads pictures to what we have at like Smug Mug. It's a photo gallery.
Smug Mug.
So this customer can see almost daily what was done the day before.
Okay.
And then every week they get a very detailed bill. So they're like, if they're not happy, we have a discussion.
There's no question.
And then we
It's
stop.
right there.
I only lost a week if they don't pay that bill.
Gotcha.
And I've had more customers than not in the last 5 years tell me, well, you're not charging enough.
Okay, your bill's just double.
Yeah, right.
Right?
You know,
You're not going to add a zero to that.
But they recognize the work and they're thankful, and they see that, you know, sometimes I'll send them a bill that we worked 10 hours and it says I charge them nothing. And they're like, well, why didn't you charge them that? I'm like, well, because we screwed up, but we still did this much work and I don't feel fair charging for it. So
You're trying to be honest.
Completely honest and transparent.
Yeah.
So I can sleep at night.
We were just at Wayne's shop, and he seems like a very honest guy at home. I've never been there before. He's doing some high-end stuff, but very honest. I feel like you have to be doing this stuff. You have to be.
Just to be sustainable, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and some people aren't. They're okay with it, but I can't sleep that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. This has got a brand new chassis underneath of it?
Yeah, it's got a roaster shop chassis, and then it needed bigger wheels and tires, so we cut out the whole tub from like.
He needed bigger wheels and tires, not the car.
Yeah. So we cut it out, put a whole new tub in it. There's a company that makes a tub for this body and a roadster shop chassis, so that made it nice.
There must be a lot of work trying to source and figure out what stuff you want to use to build something like this, is there not?
It's getting better and better every time, so I'm trying to just create systems for everything. So we have like, now we can order all the same brake components because they really never change, it's just how they're routed, right? So it's always the same fittings, the same thing with the fuel system. We use the same Tesla Master. We use the same rate cooling system. We use the same I did it column. We use Dakota Digital for gauges. Roadster shop for chassis.
Okay. Can I get that list when I leave?
Yeah.
It would help me so much to
I
know
don't-
anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything
I
about
share
what
a
you're
lot of
doing.
stuff with
You know
people
what I'm
that want
saying?
it, because to me, there really isn't any competition. There's enough work that why don't we all just help each other?
What can I say? Competition. Yeah, it makes you better.
Well, in that sense, there can be competition in like how you do things, but there doesn't have to be a competition for a customer.
Right. I
Because
understand.
there's too many of them. That's a laser cutter.
Okay.
So we do a lot of templates on there, or etching, or like knobs and all that kind of stuff. If we want it to be translucent, we'll open it up where the lettering is, so the light shines through. A lot of templates before we cut on the plasma cutter.
This is kind of way over my head. Can you show me something?
If we have it.
Like, just show me like a piece, or
Yeah.
this is what?
So these are the airbag brackets for that van.
Okay.
So we'll draw them in the computer, we'll cut them out, make sure they work, then we'll cut them out of steel, because this is way cheaper.
Good idea.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't think. Yeah. Like I say, I always make a pattern of paper first.
Right.
And that's exactly what you're doing right here.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. And I would cut my stuff up with a grinder or
Right.
a plasma cutter or whatever. You're cutting it out with this, which is faster, probably.
And then we'll cut it out on the plasma cutter because that's more expensive.
Yes. Then there's less work of grinding it and making it look nice and that sort of stuff.
Because you can take that, adjust it with some scissors, put it in the scanner, rescan it, and then you have the part that you just modified with your paper pattern. This is a 3D printer.
Okay. That's a big 3D printer.
Yeah, it's a big waste of. We don't use it very much. Yeah.
Don't say it.
There's a $100,000 table weight right there.
It's for sale, $150.
Yeah.
Oh, he says.
So
I like this sort of stuff. I like that stuff. It looks nice. I like your shells.
Our guy in our body shop makes those.
Yeah. Does he?
Yeah. So we machine this out of a block of acrylic. That's a headlight lens for a Zephyr that we doing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I can't make that with a grinder.
Right? Yeah, me either.
Can't make that with
And like this is a Scout that we're doing. So this will have a soft glow to it.
Yeah.
And then this is the front facing camera, and then we have one for the rear too.
I
So
can
we
tell you.
machined
I
all
can
this.
tell you before we go any further. I'm impressed.
We can print rubber.
Yeah.
So this is like a rubber boot. This is printed.
Will you have
And
to
this one's
polish that up
machined.
some?
Yeah, yeah, we'll sand it and clear it.
You'll clear it also?
Just for UV protection.
Okay. That's something. Huh? Make that. That's the guy said that he could print our. I took a tail light off a.
That's 3D printed. That's right out of the printer. That's the finish. Out of these cheaper
sorry.
printers that, I mean,
Yep.
to me they're cheap, but they're so fast and so accurate. It's crazy.
Wow. Did you make something like you make that?
We made that, yep. This is a tail light for the Scout over there. So this would be the reverse light, the brake light. This will get tinted red like that. This was clear, and then we dyed it. Do the same thing with this.
Wow.
This was our first run on that, the guy.
On over there?
Yeah.
Can I see that?
Yeah.
Look at that now, would you? Yeah. 3D print it and then paint it. You'd have to do the exact same thing to paint that as anything else. You have to prime that, sand that,
Yep.
paint that,
Yeah.
and then And it has no problem with adhesion or anything.
No.
Are you sanding the plastic first? Are you
Yeah.
epoxying the
Yeah.
plastic?
All of it. Yep.
Okay. You're doing the whole
The
thing.
same thing. Yep.
As a piece of
And
metal.
sometimes we might. I'm thinking on these we do use bullfrog too. Before.
What's bullfrog?
It's a adhesion promoter.
Okay.
So you could paint Play-Doh if you wanted to. It will stick to it. It makes stuff stick to anything.
Maybe I won't sand my car anymore. I'll just put bullfrog on it. Save myself some time.
This is on Saturdays. I'm in a car club, and we all get together to work on our own cars.
Okay.
So this is a guy in my car club. So we've chopped it here. We put a Mustang 2 in it. We're getting the engine ready. We painted the engine bay. So we're getting ready to paint the engine maybe this weekend.
That's a cool idea. You know, I don't really think I have enough friends at home to actually do that, but I
Well,
thought that
there's
was a
only
good
like
idea.
5 of us, but
Well, that's enough.
it's enough. Yeah,
That's enough.
we have fun.
This is a 53 Plymouth.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. I like the chop on it. I like how you've got it lean back so far.
Yeah.
I like that it's up tire and lean back there quite a bit. Going to get the back windows working, obviously.
Yep.
Going to do it all.
Yeah.
No hands on bare steel, please. This is
36 Ford truck.
Yep. You generally can tell by this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Generally.
And I didn't do any of it. It was just
You're not taking the blame?
No, it was a good deal. I bought it for myself, so it's just waiting till I can get to it.
Yeah. These are pretty cool. What's going on there?
Yeah,
It's
it's
pretty
nice.
cool, yeah.
There's a lot of neat details
it's
all
pretty
around
cool.
it. Yeah.
I enjoy the bottom piece on it. I
Yeah.
enjoy that.
And it's got a roll pan in the back, and
Bigs and littles. So what are you going to do? Print a hubcap for that?
I haven't even touched this thing.
Okay,
Or
there's-
thought about it. I've got some renderings, but
He's put the piece in
Yeah.
there, obviously, so
Right.
something's going to go on
clip into it. Yeah.
there. Yeah. Got some Buick brakes peeking out there.
Yeah. Oh, I can show you in our books too before we go that way. So I have a guy in Washington State, Tavis Highlander. So he works for us for 2 days a week. He does all of our drawings. So that way these guys have an idea where they're going.
And what they want done.
Yeah, and the guys that work here in the CNC and the customer, we can give them ideas. They can decide which route they want to travel. So 34, it's in the body shop. Different designs for a dash, interior, engine covers. This is a Zephyr that we got a chop that's in my trailer right now. That's outside. That's the van, so different dash stuff. That's the Divco, yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, taillight assemblies. So it helps the customer, it helps the guys that work here.
It's a bonus to have a picture, to know
Yeah.
exactly what's going on.
Yeah, to have a path.
When I say I want something, the picture's in my head.
Well, that's the thing, is you and I can see it,
Yeah.
but these guys can't always see it.
Right.
So when you give them the vision, then they can go forward. Yeah.
Right on. What's this now then?
So this, we built entirely from scratch. It never existed.
Cool.
On the old way, the power hammer, planishing hammer, pull max. At this point, we have 19,000 hours in it.
You're a sucker for punishment, aren't you? Huh?
Yeah.
You're a sucker for punishment.
It's built like a modern car, so it's got a crumple zone in there. It's got side impact beams. It's got double door seals. Electric steering, electric
This is
tilt, electric
aluminum?
brakes, all aluminum. We designed a roadster shop chassis, roadster shop built it.
Is this going to make you famous?
I'm not worried about famous.
Well, I
I'm just
mean,
worried
let's
about
face
getting
it.
paid.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean by making famous. Work that matters. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
this is gonna
next month we're going to take it to the Grand National Roadster Show
in aluminum.
in
obviously?
aluminum,
Yeah.
running and driving, and then we'll take it back the following year to compete.
That's quite something else. Quite something else. What? I haven't worked with any aluminum at all. Is it? I heard a lot of people say it's better to work with than steel.
I like it. It's a lot more forgiving. It's a lot faster. And you're working with something that's 60 thousandths, so like you can file it, you know,
Thicker.
and have some,
Yeah, some allowance. Now, all this aluminum? Would you have to anneal it first?
Only if you have a really sharp curve, you know, like stuff like this, you know.
Okay, so
But
you
not this. But this is harder to make than this
because of the size.
it's it's such a subtle curve. There's no tension in the panel.
Right,
So
okay.
to get tension in it and not overform it,
That's how I build. That's how I do everything. Was with tension.
Yeah.
Like that's how I work.
yeah.
I don't use an English wheel. I don't use a punishing hammer. I don't use anything. I make the pattern. I put it all under tension, so it's right. So it's
Right.
on there hard, like it's strong. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Something like that. I get it. Like
So we shape it so it's hard before it ever gets welded. It's in its form.
right.
All
See,
locked in.
I weld it after I get it in its form.
Right.
Get it the tension on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a bonus, and sometimes it's not.
Right.
So you've made the chassis. You've made everything on.
Well, Roadster Shop made it. We just drew it up because
Okay.
obviously this never existed before. So we told them what we needed, and then they designed it and put it together.
Quite something else.
Thank you.
Quite something else.
It's been
very
fun.
impressive.
It's been fun.
Very impressive. Very.
It's got a newer V8, Hemi V8. This is out of here now because he's doing
Yeah.
it. But the air filter's up here, so the air comes in, and then it has a rubber seal, and they all seal on that. Because I didn't want to look at a filter.
Right.
So when it closes, it seals on there. Behind that's a Tesla master cylinder, and then we can see we made the radiator shroud there,
Yep.
valve covers. We got a ton of parts we're making for this right now. We'll make the wheels for it. We made the headlights and the grill.
Wow. It's quite something.
Yeah.
I want to go on this side and take a look. Are those the wheels?
Those are rollers.
Okay.
They're not going to be that. They're not going to be that big. I don't like them. So. That's
Doing a
our
good job.
plasma cover.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, doing a good job. That's what I want to hear. Some noise, huh?
So he's working on all the fender flares for this.
Scout.
Yeah, this is a Scout.
He's metal filing it.
Right. Getting out all the little
Yeah.
stuff. The same thing, this has GM latches. This we went a little step further and we put in the GM truck door hinges. And it's
hard
like
to
a new
believe
car.
someone loves his scout this much. Same deal.
Yep. And we
You
made
can see where everything's welded up on the other side, Jolene? See it's welded up on the inside there? On the inside of the fender? And then they take a look on the outside of the fender what it looks like. That tells you what they're going through. What kind of work they're doing. Your work is way up here. That's really nice to
try to
It's
be.
awesome. It's awesome. Love it. Love it.
this thing. So the guy that owns that Corvette, this is his other car.
That would be
So-
a DeSoto?
55. Yep.
Yep.
So we've tucked the bumpers in, made them fit better, closed all this out. We're making the grill for it. We took 2 inches out of it, cut the whole thing in half, sectioned it 2 inches.
Rendering?
Yep.
I think that's going to be my next one. I think I want to section something. I've
Oh, I
sectioned.
love it. I've probably done 15 cars.
Was that right?
Yeah.
It does
just
make
brings
it.
everything into proportion.
It does. It
Yeah.
brings it a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like it just looks better.
So-
and better.
Where that way that roof line is, we'll take a wedge out of it to get rid of that bulkiness back there.
Yeah.
And then we'll make a stainless roof for it, like an old Brits.
Yeah.
a brushed stainless roof.
So you'll make a stainless roof and put on that? How will you apply the stainless roof? Glue it?
No, it'll be the roof. It'll be welded in.
Okay. Blowing my mind. Some of the stuff I'd have to see, to be done,
Yeah.
You got a Chevy truck here?
Yeah, he had this chassis built somewhere else. They're out of business. So we're fixing everything that they didn't do correctly.
Right.
And then he wants this in bare metal, not painted. So we had to metal finish everything, all the gaps perfect, everything, because you can't use any filler. So it's a little bit more work, but
A little bit? A lot more. A lot more.
a lot more.
Nice to meet you, man. You're doing a fantastic job. No
That's
problem.
my son.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You're doing a double fantastic job. Cool.
So, and the
Hey,
big thing for him was he wanted a full-size bed, but it's a lower all the way down, 20-inch wheels. And it had an old Corvette rear in it. Well, that wasn't going to happen. So now we've got this Gen 5 Camaro rear end, and we're going to lose, I think it's 1 3/4 of the bed. So we'll pretty much have a whole bed.
Will you search out the Corvette rear end and all that stuff?
Yeah.
You search it out for him, and then he pays for it and that
Yeah.
sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work too, man. Just
Yeah.
finding that
Yeah.
and getting it here, like
All of it.
yeah, it's a bunch of work.
It is.
So this must have been what's the ass end of it?
Yeah, that'll go back on once he gets it all figured out. But we put a whole new back cab in, fix some of the floors, the quarters, put the
Yeah.
tunnel in,
How are you stripping your cars?
dip them.
You're dipping them.
Yeah, there's a place an hour away. So we just take them out there and dip them.
It's not a bad idea.
Because it doesn't warp them. I mean, you have to have a really good sandblaster guy that knows what he's doing.
Yes.
And I haven't found one down here.
I do all my own sandblasting because I know how to mess it up and I know how to not mess it up.
Right.
And that's why I do it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I'm a bad man at that.
So these are our fancy machines.
I've seen these outdoors. Some of these outdoors.
Do what?
Some of these outdoors here.
When they're trimmed out, yeah.
And what are these?
These have not been post-processed and then trimmed out yet.
So they're panels for cars.
Yes, yeah, those are front fenders for Duesenberg.
Duesenberg, what? Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's a fender skirt.
I just made a fender skirt, round rod and flat steel.
Yeah. So we made that one in 45 minutes.